Wow. I'm sorry, y'all. 119, 117. I can go on a tangent and just start yelling at the TV, yelling at the damn wall, whoever. I'm sick to my stomach, as I know millions of Kings fans nationwide, worldwide, globally, after watching that debacle in the fourth quarter against the Suns. 30-6 run. Are you serious right now? You had a 22-point lead in the fourth quarter. You got one of the best scorers in the game in De'Aaron Fox. You got a killer off the bench, who should be starting, by the way, in Malik Monk, and we'll talk about that. Changes need to happen, man. Great statistical games from Fox, Sabonis. But it's all salty because you lost the game. So I really don't even think that matters. Like, I really don't. You lost the game. Now, if they somehow would have salvaged the game and won, but still felt shitty that they came back, that's a different story. Because at the end of the day, as I've always said, and I'm always going to have this stance, a win's a win, a loss is a loss. At the end of the year, you're going to have X amount of wins, X amount of losses. There are some wins that you should get, some losses that you shouldn't get. It all evens out when you're ultimately a good team or a bad team. The law of averages are real. You're going to have the amount of wins that you deserve to have. It's just that simple. It's truly that simple. Okay? It's been a rough 72 hours for the Kings, man. You get beat by Damian Lillard at the buzzer. Like, oh shit. It's time. Y'all know what that is, right? He goes like this. He goes like that. And it was hard to watch that on Sunday. Obviously, I went to church right after the game, so I didn't have time to come and do a live post-game show. But it's tough. Like, it really is. It's not something to be happy about. Again, I'm sick to my stomach, but it's also not conducive for me to be cussing and being upset, because it's not going to do y'all any good, right? I'm going to have Tyson in right now in a little bit, but there's just a lot of disappointing things about this game. Tyson, you can go and call in. I'm babysitting my son, so I might, come back and forth. Depends if the wife gets here within the next 15 minutes, but I apologize in advance. But the baby is watching some TV. Obviously, he's safe. And I can see him from here. So, damn, that was rough. Huge shout out to Butcher and Barrel, New Steakhouse in Sacramento. Great people, man. Make sure you gotta check them out, man. Tomahawk Steaks come out, do the whole show. It's really cool. Like, if y'all haven't experienced that, you order a tomahawk, chef comes out, put the fire out, man. It's an awesome experience. Make sure you guys check them out. Huge shout out to them. Also, huge shout out to Medici Sacramento, best pizza in Sacramento. They got a lot of cool things coming out on the menu as well. Literally right across the Golden One Center, man. Make sure y'all check them out. Huge support of the Cowboy Kingdom platforms. Basketball's on YouTube channel. We appreciate them. We appreciate Butcher and Bear. We appreciate all the local businesses, man, busting their asses to really contribute to the economy, to produce jobs for people. Huge shout out to them, man. I appreciate everybody. Let's get to it. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Helps out a lot. Damn. And I'll put the link also in the description real fast. You guys can call in the show, voice your opinions. I just put it in there right now. Y'all can go ahead and click it right now. Ricardo, Kangs, 1000%. Horrible loss, David. I know. Juan, I know. Our defense is horrible. God, that was hard to watch. But their offense was horrible too, though. Like, you allowed. Just say this: if it's not a 36 run, like if it's a 30-12 run, you win the game. Just that simple. I'm just saying, yes, the defense was terrible, but if you score 6 more points, or in this case 4 more points, you win the game. So it's tough, man. It's tough to see that. And then closing after you leave someone open. Please tell me you see that. Fox had a tough closeout to the game. He had an excellent first 3 quarters. I mean, he finished with what 33 points tonight on on 12 of 24, 50%, 6 of 10 from the 3-point line. That's 60%. That's ludicrous. But you lose the game. One step closer to retaining that 2024 first round pick. Stop it. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be a top 6 seed no matter what. This is just part of the journey, The journey is a destination in this case, right? It's just one of those things. Make sure you guys hit the like button. That with that lineup in the fourth, I really irritated me. Domas, he wasn't trying to take control. They had no legit big guarding him. So those are all things we can talk about. Yes, great point, David. I don't get why they keep passing Monk the ball. Yeah, that definitely. I don't know what you're trying to say by that, honestly. Like, Monk's a baller. I was waiting for him to take the game over to close it out. Yeah, man. It's no light the beam tonight, but we gonna bring in Tyson to kind of bring in another upset perspective and put him in on the screen real fast. Tyson, man, give me your thoughts.
Oh my God!
And it's your birthday today or tomorrow?
Yeah, and all I wanted was to just go into
Damn.
Thursday's game with a nice, smooth win, and the Kings just didn't want to give it to me. Man.
Well, you and millions of others, bro. It's tough to watch. It's tough to watch.
People are saying worst loss of the season. It's more like worst loss in the past 3 seasons.
Right.
I mean,
this is the worst loss of this season for sure. It's just
period.
Like, and they've had some, and that's saying a lot because they've had some really bad losses all season long. We're talking about 40-point blowouts. We're talking about buzzer beaters. This was by far the worst. It hurts every single part of my body, bro. If it's not irking De'Aaron Fox, which he's been on record saying that he just moves on, whatever, which makes sense logistically. But if this shit don't irritate you, man, if this don't get to your core, to your soul, I'm sorry, bro, but you're not a real leader. And I'm gonna say that right now. And I'm the biggest De'Aaron Fox fan. If this shit doesn't sting, to me, you're not a leader. To me, you don't give a fuck, and that matters.
It's how you lose. Like, I could see if it was a back and forth game and you just lost on a buzzer beater, but you just were up 20 in a 30-6 run. That's inexcusable, bro. Inexcusable.
Oh, man.
Especially when the Suns go small and they have no one who can guard you at all, and you just continue to throw the ball right to them, which leads to a fast break.
Has to do with coaching too, though. And I texted you. I said, why the hell has Malik Monk only played 24 minutes, right? And then there's questions about the fans talking about how coach didn't call a timeout, how coach didn't expose this small lineup with Sabonis. A lot of it is coaching. A lot of it is Sabonis. Like, ask for the ball, bro. We always talk about this. He's not a scorer. Yes, he's had nights where he's had 37 points. That's not who he is, and I keep telling people that he is a third option on a very good team offensively. He's a connector, sometimes even a fourth option, and I know people are going to trip out when I'm saying this, but I've been saying this all season long. He is not your go-to guy to get a bucket because he doesn't want to be that guy, because he's not that guy. So don't force him to be that guy. He's a phenomenal connector. He does a lot of great things on the floor. He's a great player, but he's not a number 2 scoring option. That's the truth.
That's the truth, but it was all 5 guys. I mean, the Suns had Brad, Allen, and Booker all guarding Fox, Keegan, and Barnes. So, like, the 3 of you also should have just called your own number and started posting them up. Like, Fox only had like 6 points in the fourth, and that was an and 1 and a 3. Like, he can't settle that much, especially when Durant's on you. That's when you got to blow by him.
So he was upset, right? That he felt like he got fouled. So then he went up there and he did foul KD.
He was mad because he thought Durant fouled him before on the
right.
But you're not.
But he did foul him.
You thought Durant fouled him on the 3?
Both. I thought both were fouls, but one got called.
I was more mad that they didn't call the Monk drive, but I'm like,
That
you're
one
not,
too.
they're not calling you're not getting the calls when you're just throwing the ball right to them at the same time.
Right.
So like that, and then when you see that, if you're a coach, Mike Brown, you know you're not getting the calls. That's when you gotta. I don't care that you have one timeout left. I think we were up 6 with a minute and 12. That's when you call timeout when you're up 6 with a minute still to get a good possession and waste time. And instead, I think Sabonis trips on the ground, which leads to a 5-on-3.
I can't make this shit up, bro. It's crazy.
And then you don't stop the guy with the ball, and then Durant and Gordon can't.
Let's just say this: we had a lot of 24-hour fitness basketball moments tonight. I hope today, and I saw a lot of that, and it was infuriating. And again, as a competitor myself, I just can't imagine what these guys are feeling, and I hope they feel like shit, because if they don't, there's something wrong with these guys.
And for Monty and West to be sitting courtside with Vivek, and you're seeing that
Something
happen,
has to happen, right? Maybe
seeing
within the
that
next
happen?
week. Like,
First
maybe
of all,
within the next week, which we'll get into some trades as well, but something has to happen. I think you've been more in tune with all the speculation, all the rumors on Twitter, and from like the national head guys. You have more time than me to look at that, so I'll let you take the lead on that once we get to trades. But yes, both of them were courtside today. They're getting a look at, and to me, like as you said too, they're kind of highlighting HB, Kevin.
the two of them I thought were actually really good tonight, except for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they had some good moments, but at the end of the day, you're judged on how you end games. And if Fox is going to get crucified, then they should get crucified too. And again, obviously, Fox is the best player on the team, but he also shot 60% from three today. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
crazy.
the Kings couldn't. I think the Suns ended up passing the Kings in threes for the game.
They did. They shot 46%.
And one guy shot what 10 for 13.
Grayson had 9 of 14. Yes.
And see, that's the problem. And I kept he was all 9 of those where he was naked. Like he was wide open, and most of those came on fast breaks too, off live ball turnovers. And then Durant couldn't miss, and Gordon couldn't miss because again they're wide open.
Well, we know that they're buckets. Like we know that EG and KD are legit buckets. So when you give them those type of shots and they have their rhythm going, they're gonna hit those shots. And
Gordon and Durant and Beal were, and pretty much their whole big three was clamped the first 3 quarters. I mean, they couldn't buy a shot. But transition and turnovers helps.
Charlie says so they need to fire Jordy, right? His defensive coverage has been kind of garbage and out of defenders. Well, yes, it's his fault, but you don't fire dudes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you going to replace him with? it's always that question. Yeah, especially not right now, bro. That's crazy. That's an emotional.
Who you're about to lose at the end of the year anyway. So
yeah, you don't have to like fire him like that. That's a bad look.
The defense was actually good tonight.
At times, except for the fourth.
But the reason why it wasn't good in the fourth is because the turnovers. Turnovers hurts your defense. Fans don't get that. Like, you can't set up your defense when you turn the ball over. Period.
Trade Barnes, man. We'll get into the comments in a little bit. Damn, it's my birthday too, man. Kings showed up for me instead. The Kangs showed up for me instead. Ashton, we apologize, man. It's January 17th was looking to be a good day, but thanks, Kings. Yeah, what's your birthday? January 17th?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm supposed to be going to the game on Thursday, and I'm just like, oh my God.
Don't even go, bro. For what? I mean, you're about to see Siakam. Hopefully this shit gets done soon, which we'll talk about as well. Kings looking like the Eagles. Damn. That is a fact. They looking like some frauds out there, bro.
Looking like some Cowboys.
like the fraudulent cowgirls, man. I mean, but the biggest fraud, Dak Prescott. I mean, this dude, as soon as the lights go on and the stage is huge, this guy seems to shrink in the biggest of moments. I mean, we can talk about how bad their defense was, but God diggity, You're down 27-0, okay? You telling me that you can't make it 27-14? 21 like 10?
Yeah, that
Like,
pick six was the dagger.
but he threw 2 picks. One led to a touchdown, and one, got the ball in the red zone for them. So that led to another touch. That's 14 points
No, well, one was a
given
pick
up.
six. He threw it right to the safety.
Right. So one was a pick six, and the other one was actual, a red zone
Spotted
type
them
of
7
INT.
points.
So yeah, he gave up 14 himself. I don't want to hear that he's not. He's a good. No, he's a mediocre quarterback who's about to get paid $60 million. If I was them, I would trade him, cut him, save the money, work on the defense, and just start a mediocre quarterback like a Trey Lance and just build that way.
I would get Fields.
Or another mediocre guy like Fields. Like, you really can't get worse than January Dak Prescott. I don't care what he does in the season. Exactly. And if you have a good running game and an elite defense, not a defense that gives up 27 points at halftime, then that's not fair. They gave up 20 points at halftime.
But they didn't even punt the ball.
Okay. So the Rams, right? The Rams gave up a score every possession in the first half. But what was the difference?
Because you actually have an elite head coach with an elite quarterback.
There you go. So there's a little bit of a difference there. So if you have a good quarterback and if you can score and keep up and actually inspire your defense to get a stop, they're like, damn, like this guy can't even do anything for us. But yes, that's how Kings fans are feeling, like the fraudulent Cowboys, the fraudulent Eagles. Who else lost this weekend? Oh, and the fraudulent Dolphins. Holy cow. Talk about a fraudulent team. Tua, another bum. I mean, Dolphins, don't sign this man. Get rid of these bums, bro. Yes, they're okay quarterbacks. At the end of the day, you get judged on what you do in the playoffs, man. Yes, it's like an insult to injury after that last game. This ain't softball. RP, I'm the most warm weather Fox fan of all time. I mean, I get it. People are upset. We know Lobo from Australia. He's always talking shit about Fox. The moment he has a good game, he's back on the train, which is what he does. He'll be like, "Oh, Halliburton's better," and be like, "Oh, well, no, he's not better." It's like, bro, I'm like, damn, you're the most wishy-washy guy I've ever seen in my life. But at the end of the day, at least they're honest. At least they're transparent.
But Fox only had 1 turnover tonight. And it was the one where he drove, and he should have shot it, but he tried to whip it to the corner, and Gordon just picked him easily, and it turned into a point. He only had 1 turn. Like, he was pretty much elite tonight.
Funk doesn't play defense, yes. Harrison Barnes doesn't either.
I thought Monk's defense was actually good tonight, too. He took 2 charges.
Jordy got to go. I can't stand that dude.
Oh
no one
God.
plays defense. That's false, bro. Monk had the ball half of the time. Monk needs the ball. Like, let's be honest. Like, if the ball's not in Monk's hands, I'm afraid. I'm like
him in the pick and rolls and automatic baskets.
I mean, Fox shooting threes is great, but I wish if he played the same way he did last season. He's playing better this season though.
Yeah, more threes is more points.
It's crazy, which, again, he's averaging more points. Worse in the league, free throws, needs to practice. Yes, that's obviously his biggest weakness, but that's really the only weakness he has now, which is free throws.
He just leaves them short every time.
We need some David West. You want some? Yeah, no. Fox 3 is taken away from his game. Dude, stop driving.
No.
I've felt that in the last few weeks, but I feel like that has to do more with him being injured and him not saying nothing. That's more of a shoulder injury, and he's more so cautious. That's the right word. Not afraid, but he's cautious about taking so much contact inside the paint. So he has settled for more threes than what we're accustomed to. Yes, he's making some of them, most of them. Again, 60% tonight. But to me, that's why he's settling more. Again, not a bad thing. I'm not worried about De'Aaron Fox. If you're worried about Fox, you're tripping, honestly. And this is me being super genuine and authentic with you guys. There's no reason to worry about Fox. He's injured. He's playing through it. He's going through it. He had a great game tonight. They just fell short. This is where you need, again, a true number 2 guy. I think Monk can be that guy. But when you don't get your rhythm early on, and this is a good segment to talk about why he should start, it's hard to really make mistakes coming off the bench, because there were games this year already, maybe a few weeks ago, where he played 5 minutes at the half. Do you remember that, Tyson? And it was because Mike said he didn't play well, which again, that's fair. That's
fair.
Was
awful in those 5 minutes. He had
that's turnovers. Fair. But in those 5 minutes, like you're coming in cold, right? Or am I wrong?
Well, yeah, and then you're gonna be even more cold when you don't play the rest of the half.
Exactly. Ching, ching, ding, ding, ding. Like, that is my point. When you don't start, whether people like this or not, oh, it's not about starting, it's about finishing. Sure. But it's also about playing starter minutes. When I texted you, he had played 24 minutes to that point. He's averaging 26 minutes a night. That is the most disrespectful thing I've seen in a long time. And we've seen some disrespectful things from the Kings organization, okay? The fact that HB is playing more than him, there's something wrong.
HB had 8 points in the first quarter, and look what he finished with.
I mean, that's what he does.
Those came in the first quarter, bro. I thought he was good defensively, but he didn't look at the basket after the first quarter.
It's tough, yo. It's tough. You need another scorer to go along with Monk and Fox. Sabonis is not that guy in terms of asking him and looking for him to be that guy, because he don't even look at the basket at times. HB don't look at the basket at times. Yes, we want Keegan to be. Yeah, I mean, Sasha's a shooter, but he's a stationary shooter who needs others to create for him. So you need Monk out there to be out there with them. But then you got Monk, Sasha as a defensive liability. You can only really hide one person on defense. And when you have multiple guys who don't play defense, it makes it that much more difficult for your team to be successful, right? So that's why I'm not a huge fan of Sasha, because he doesn't really put the ball on the floor very well. Trey Lyles does that a lot better than he does. And I get it. Like tonight, he had a great game, right? He was 2 of 3, 6 of 9 from the field. That's great. But at the end of the day, if that shot's not falling, he's awful. He's just awful.
Which is why you need, and I'm just going to keep saying these two names on the Nets because they can be had, but Finney Smith and Royce O'Neal.
So before we get into trades, So before we get into trades, again, let's just sell me on why Monk should start, and sell me on why there's this false narrative that he needs to be a quote-unquote spark plug. Because if you bring Sabonis off the bench, would he not be a spark plug? Right?
He would, but
if you bring Fox off the bench, would he not be a spark plug?
But if you bring Herter off the bench, would he be one?
I don't think he would, but at the same time,
I'm all for starting
no, but
him.
I know, but you can't have donuts though, which we've had donuts from HB and Kevin in your starting lineup. Like
right, but then you're just gonna get donuts from your bench. So my point is you can't.
But then you fall behind though. Like that's my point. So like you have to have your bench sustain your lead, not the other way around. Like you're setting up your bench to fail. Like they're doing this shit backwards. Like your starters should be better than your bench. Like you should have at least 3 guys producing every night. And at times, Keegan's not that guy either because he's been up and down all year offensively. Defensively, he's been phenomenal. But that's what I'm saying. Like you need that other person that gets you 20 a night.
I agree, but I'm just saying you can't just throw until you need. That's where a move needs to be made to get another guard off the bench. Because until that happens, Mike's not going to do that. We know him. He's just not.
Why not just stagger the minutes then?
Good question, but then...
then what though? Like just stagger him, bring Herter off the bench, put Fox on the bench, and now, Monk is your point guard at that point. It's the same thing, but you give Monk a head start, and now he has rhythm offensively, and now he's at his best. Now his ego is fed. Like... all these things have to be taken into account because this is a contract year for the man. Like, he's looking to get paid the most, and the Kings are capped out of what they can offer him. But at the same time, he could be feeling like, damn, like, they're not taking me serious right now. And, like, that's a real concern because At the end of the day, he knows he's the second best scorer on this team. He knows he's the best shooting guard on this team. And he knows he's arguably the best passer on this team. Like, that's crazy to say, but there's an argument to be made that he is the best passer on this team.
The analytics say he is. So
so why not start your best players and give him you got to give him 32 to 35 minutes a night, man. There's just no excuse not to.
if you give him 30 minutes a night off the bench, then who's not playing on the bench then? Because then you got to then cut Sasha's out. You have to cut Trey's minutes. You have to cut Kevin and HB's minutes, which we're fine with that. But
it's a fake Wojbomb, or is that real? Whoa. They got 4 firsts?
Let me see.
No, he said never mind. Oh, I was like, oh, cow. That is crazy.
No, I did see a rumor about picks involved, but
so is that real? Or is that just like fake stuff?
no, it was leaked. Sham said that the Pacers were offering 3 firsts for in a deal.
So is this gonna get done, or is this more like they're both negotiating and they're using Shams to gain leverage type of thing, or is this like super close?
It's no. We think it's close, and then you get leveraged. And let's be honest, the Raptors are going to wait till probably the week before or couple days before, because I think they'll honestly try and come back to the Kings unless the Pacers include what they want.
Which they won't, which they shouldn't, because the Pacers know what the offers are out there for him. And it's
now
just
they're trying to get Bruce Brown on. They're not giving you Bruce Brown.
That's a good pickup for them. That'd be a great pickup for them. And picks?
Right, but why would I give up Bruce Brown instead of Neesmith or someone else?
Raider Pando says Kings need another guy that can go create and get his own. I mean, we've been saying that for a long time. I'm saying go get DeRozan. I'm saying go get DeRozan.
To me, you don't even need. To me, it's either you go and get a guy who can create their own, or you go get 3-and-D stoppers instead of Kevin Huerter and HB.
I like to trade for Tyus Jones and start Monk. Oh my God, that would be amazing, Charlie. That would be amazing. Tyus is the best backup point guard in basketball.
If you're going to start Monk, then you need to go get someone like that or Brogdon, because then you can have someone like him playing 20 minutes a night off the bench. And now it's beautiful, because now, I mean, those are 3 levels.
I mean, you fix one issue, right? But your most glaring issue is still your wing defense, which
don't give me yeah,
which you don't address at that point.
But if the Kings did this at the deadline, if they got Tyus Jones and Royce O'Neal, would you be satisfied?
Oh, I mean, I would love that.
So, yeah, you start Monk for Huerter, and then you replace Barnes with Royce, and now you have Tyus off your bench? You're telling me that's not better?
I mean, that's at least a second-round team.
If you can't get the Siakam, Grants, and all those, this is what I'm saying. Then just go get guys like that.
Zach LaVine is on his way to Sacramento.
No thanks.
I love Mike Brown, but it was bad coaching tonight. 1,000%, Sean. 1,000%. Fake X. Okay, so that's Adam Fox says for a rental player. I mean, that's a lot of picks for a rental player. But again, am I wrong to think that that's not ridiculous for a rental player? Just because you have half a year to and if you don't give up a core piece and you only give up picks, I think, some people might think I'm crazy, but I think that's a good deal, because those picks in theory are going to be high 20s anyway. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're not giving up nobody.
And that's why the Raptors want more than 2, because they know that's going to be the case.
Right. So in that situation, people are like, oh my God, they got fleeced, and no, they didn't.
Unless you hit on those 2, unless those picks in the 20s become
right,
Bruce Browns, then no, you didn't hit.
Which the Raptors have been notoriously known for being great at drafting, late 20s, early second round. That's what Siakam was the 27th pick. So they've done, OG was number 22.
Yeah.
They've been great at those things. So they don't mind that. And at the end of the day, they're going to lose him anyway. So picks to them makes sense. And it's funny how Raptor fans swear it's like, well, we got to get this young player, and picks. Like, bro, y'all not getting all that. Like, you're going to get picks and a salary filler.
They're getting like a Durant package back with Bridges, and I'm like, bro, have you watched your own guy play this year? Like, he hasn't been good.
They have. They have. They said advanced discussions is what Sham said. We need Jeremy Grant. So would you mind the whole? Is this a perfect segue now to talk trades? Let's do it, man. If y'all want to call in and like chime in, the link is in the bio as well. I'll bring you guys in. We'll probably get some. I mean, I guess we can watch some of that. I mean, it's disgusting to watch, but
my eyes are gonna bleed if we watch that.
If we do watch that, if you guys
there's
want to
nothing
call
to
in.
watch. It's gonna be the same thing every time down.
But if y'all want to watch, not all Raptor fans, you're right. That was unfair to say. But actually, let's man. I know, but I kind of do want to watch like the Kevin Durant takeover leads unreal. Yeah, so let's watch that video just because we'll see how bad their defense was, and we'll just see all of the right. So
okay, so right here, you have this much of a lead.
You're up by 12. You're up by 12 at this point.
And they already went on a 10-0 run. Oh my
goodness.
Okay, so you get Grayson Allen on the switch.
Which I love this. Which I love the whole pick and roll, pick and pop with your two best scorers. That actually puts a. What do we always say? Guards don't communicate very well, unless you're an elite defensive guard. And here is, just unfortunate.
That's the one turnover he had.
That's the one turnover he had, right?
But,
like he kind of lost it.
But you got to raise up over Grayson Allen and shoot this.
1,000%. And
like you made this shot all night.
This is on Fox, right?
You got to raise up and shoot that.
So now you're in transition.
And now a pull-up three. Here it comes.
So
good defense, actually, but
yeah,
that just can't. And then that's.
I mean, that's just great ball moving, bro. Let's be honest. That's great ball. That's actually a good defensive possession after the turnover.
Someone lost Grayson Allen. But...
Yeah, I mean that's just tough. That's tough shots. Okay, so now you're 113-104. You're only at single digits. Pick up the damn ball and waste of time.
It's no kidding.
Okay, here we go. Okay, a little DHO on top. Again, you got Monk coming to the other side to empty out this side.
Look at how Brad switches on Harrison. Just run a post at the top of the key right there.
And waste time. There's 18 seconds, K. So
this is when Harrison's got to look at the basket. Look at the basket.
HB, look at the basket.
Look at the basket. You have Brad on you.
Bradley B was like, he ain't looking at the basket. This is super easy to guard.
No way.
You're letting them off the hook. I mean, this is crazy. This is shit that we're talking about.
Look how much space HB has at the top of the key.
And now you call.
That's a horrible call, but
no, he deserves that. You're not even looking at the basket.
The refs are not going to be in your favor at this point.
No, you're not.
But HB had all the space in the world on an island against a horrendous defender, and he doesn't look at the basket. That is my problem with him.
That is awful. That is awful. I mean, he deserved that call, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, he sold it, but my gosh, look at the damn basket, man. Yes. All right, here we go. Up 9 still. Okay. You said a hammer screen up here.
Well, the Kings are in zone here.
Okay. Yes, they are.
And that can't happen. Well, you got lucky with that one, actually.
Okay. They got lucky. Here we go.
This is a turnover, I'm pretty sure.
Monk, 1-on-1. This is barbecue chicken. But, I mean, this is just
good,
too high for him.
Yeah, but Monk's got to be more patient and let him seal first. That's a foul.
That's a
That's a foul.
foul. Like that's an
That's a
awful
foul.
call. Like he lit. And, I always watch the opposing team's broadcast, and they literally call that a block. And I'm thinking, and the replay was hilarious. Was the replay show when he grabbed his hand like this, and they really said that was a block, and that's where I just lost it. I'm like, as a professional broadcaster, you can't be so biased. It's truly embarrassing and not conducive to being objective and like doing your
that was
job.
the one that's horrible. That you
Right, because that led to what?
a pull up three, right?
A layup,
Dunk.
a dunk, which gets them going. Like
This
can't happen.
This is why the Kings' defense was awful. It wasn't. It was your offense that was awful.
Of course. I mean, again, if the run's 30-12, like you win the game, right?
Yeah, all you needed was like to get to the free throw line probably once.
Here we go again. Like, again, Sabonis is not this dude where you just feed him in the post. Like, he don't want to be that guy, right? Like, you got KD on you.
But you got to get him deeper.
Right, but he's not that guy. Like, he don't want that pressure, bro. Like, let's be honest. And I'm the biggest Domas fan, but he don't want that. Like, look at this. Like, he's looking to pass. And you got a mismatch on you with space.
Well, I don't want him dribbling at the top of the key anyway, but this is okay.
Oh, they called it. I'm surprised they called that, by the way. Right. Okay.
This is Fox is just being this is what you're saying is a foul? Because I didn't think so.
That's a foul. I mean, he
on the body.
let me say this.
Because I didn't see it up top. On the hip check is where I'm thinking.
I mean, right there, bro. He literally grabbed his whole arm. Right there. Like he yes, it's not his shooting arm, but I mean at the same time, Fox fouled him on his guide hand too. Like he's a lefty, which makes it that much more difficult. But
and
this
then Fox falls down, and then you get a 5-on-3 back the other way.
So again, like this is like this can't happen.
Again, your defense is being hurt because you're not getting shots off.
I mean, this is just crazy, bro, how this all transpired.
And then this is where you call timeout.
You have to call a timeout.
You have to.
Your team is discombobulated at this point. Like, holy cow.
I think they scored here. The Kings scored here.
Let's see this.
Yeah,
okay.
Sabonis scores here.
Once again, like, why? Like, put him in the box, bro. Like, okay. So you got a mismatch. Great move. Great chest. Great pass. This is why you want the ball in his hands. But, like, you need more of that, bro.
Okay, you're still up 6. You're still up. You should be fine. But you give up 3s instead of 2s, bro. That's a travel by Eric.
That's
Gordon.
A travel, by the way. That's a bullshit call. And like, see,
way before he got fouls.
Look at this. See,
yeah,
grabbed his. I mean, we literally froze the frame. Like he legit got fouled.
Same call they didn't call last game.
I mean, he's at this point just yapping, right? Okay, so Brad, great defense, by the way. Great defense. Monk is hyped at this point. Like, that's the Monk we need. Again, here we go. High pick and roll.
Oh, this is an awful turnover, man.
Just terrible.
Like, that's got to be a DHO, not a bounce pass, Malik.
Yeah, I mean, that's on Malik.
And you, like...
I mean, come on. But yeah, that's tough.
But that wasn't a live ball turnover, at least.
At least, like that's good.
But see, this is where you can't allow 3s.
I mean, that's tough.
But like, you're double teaming Booker when you shouldn't be here.
Like the Kings are the worst at deciding when
like,
double
why is
and
Keegan,
when not.
What's Keegan doing here?
I have no idea.
Like, why? You don't come off of Gordon here.
Like,
you don't.
Like why?
Why? And this is if last time out you didn't call it, this is when you damn sure should have called it.
Embarrassing. Like this is on Mike, bro. Like in so many ways too. Like
this is when you call it, bro.
So
because if the Kings would have just gave up twos, they would have won easily.
Here we go. Okay.
HB doesn't want the ball.
Hell no. He ain't even looking. Oh, he's like, hell no.
This is a good shot by Monk. He's been making it all night. Okay, you don't make it. You get a rebound.
Okay.
Now you should have been wasting time. And then,
okay.
Fox, you got to get to the basket, not settle here.
Yeah, that's tough. You got to get to the bucket. And, like, the HB should have grabbed that too, but he didn't.
Oh, my.
I mean, damn.
And then, okay, but look at the Kings don't get back at all.
Okay, so here we go.
Look at Sabonis gets tripped.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys.
Like, Keegan's not even on Durant yet.
Why are you guarding him there? He don't get tripped. He's just being silly at this point. Like, why?
Now it's 5-on-3. And then, oh my god, I can't watch that, bro.
Oh my god, this is amateur hour, bro. This is amateur hour.
I can't do it. That's 3 threes in a row. 3 threes in a row. This
is amateur hour, bro. Why is Sabonis catching the ball so far away from the post? He's at the. I mean, I've been saying this, bro. Like, why? I'll tell you why. Because he don't want that pressure to be that guy. That's why. Like, that is the truth. Whether we want to sugarcoat it and do all these things, like, no, that's not. Well, he's a great pass. No, he doesn't want the pressure. AG would have been in the post. That's simple. Okay, so the game's tied. You still got 43 seconds. You can still call a timeout. You can still call a timeout here. Oh, this is comical, bro. I was like, damn, Mike is really doing this.
Because you need to save it, but
no, I mean, I would have called it and got a real shot out of this, bro.
I would have called it when we were up 3. That's a good shot, but I mean, in and out, and then that when you're in the penalty is tough.
That's tough. So he makes them right. They're up 2. Then Fox gets his, or not? They skipped it, but Fox got his bucket. Now it's 13 seconds left. Fox wants to switch, right? Like Fox is looking for the KD switch. And that was close. Here we go. He's like, here we go.
This is
that's tough.
I'm honestly surprised KD still shot that.
I mean, that's tough. That's a frustration foul. That's a meltdown foul. Like
I can't believe we just.
I can't believe I'm in a situation with a tied game where I have to try and block the shot because if not, it's gonna go in type of thing. So.
Cannot believe what I just watched.
That's tough.
Cannot. You were up 6 with 1:12. Let that sink in. As bad as that was, you were up, and Gordon gets 2 wide open threes.
Oh, that was tough. That was a tough watch.
You gotta get that off. You gotta get that off.
Oh, that was a tough one. Let's.
Especially after the last game's loss. Holy.
Let's see. Let's see if we got some. Oh, here we go. I want to listen to this.
Oh, jeez.
How do you want them to handle that situation differently? What can they do?
Well, we got to take advantage of any mismatch we have, like most teams do. So we got to figure out how to score inside. Okay, when we do kick the ball out or somebody else drives the basketball, we can't think just because they don't have a big in the game that we're going to score over the top. We got to touch the paint and then spray it and move it, and then we can't get lackadaisical with the basketball. That the last 5-6 minutes of a game and a team's coming back and the crowd's in it, you can't be lackadaisical with your turnovers, and you have to be sharp offensively. You can't pick up offensive fouls or anything like that. Everything has to be crisp. And then defensively, we just have to figure out a better game plan than blitzing if they have 5 shooters out on the floor.
Then why the hell did you who's calling these coverages then?
Then let them go 1-on-1 and you live.
Oh my God.
Road trip, is there any validity to just a team running out of gas a little bit, or would you not point to that at all?
Yeah, I wouldn't point to that because we had the ball in the right people's hands at the right time down the stretch, and we just got real lackadaisical, or we just couldn't finish, or we didn't stick with our principles. Like I said, when we touch the paint, if a second guy comes, hey, play off a 2 and kick it. And then, the tough part about it is, like I say, is we had to blitz, and we blitzed, and when you blitz, you're going to give up open shots, and they hit their open shots.
That's my problem, though. That is my problem.
What the fuck?
Team, a lot of credit. The reality of it is they went small, and we couldn't score. We couldn't score inside. Katie did a heck of a job. Or we took some bad shots. I thought we drove into traffic 2 or 3 times. And instead of playing the way we normally play, you drive the ball, you touch the paint. If help comes, play off a 2 and spray it. We try to go for the foul and shoot over.
You said it's a great learning lesson.
And then we took some
no
tough threes,
shit.
and they forced us into tough threes. We had no pace in the half court to end the game. We were holding the ball a lot, and so their ability to play KD at the 5 and still match up with us because we couldn't score really slowed us down, and we have to figure that out because that's happened to us in the past. So great learning lesson for us all. And then on top of the tough shots and the inability to score in the paint and or spray the ball at the right time, we just kept turning it over. We had some bad turnovers. I thought we were really lazy a couple of times with the ball instead of making sure we were passing on time, passing on target with 2 hands, and it was just a recipe for what happened. And hopefully it'll be something that we can learn from in the future, because we're going to face teams that go small and put a small guy on Domas.
Bro, you've been seeing this for over a year and a half now, though.
Bro.
Like, you've been seeing this for over a year, and it's still a lesson.
The Suns weren't hitting threes until you were trapping and blitzing. That's my point, though. Coach Brown, he won't adjust his defense.
Different kinds. We're both here in pain, as you are at home. Welcome to King's postgame live, brought to you by Toyota. How good saw?
I don't see how you go through 2 back-to-back tough losses like that. Obviously a buzzer beater, and then to give up a 22-point lead. Phoenix went on a 32-8 run to end the game. As Katie pointed out, or Kyle pointed out, 8 turnovers in that 4th quarter. They went small. They took their big out. KD started playing Domantas, and when that happened, it changed the whole dynamic of the game.
32-8. Jeez. Not 30.
Yeah,
same thing.
30.
36, 32-8, same thing.
It's just...
Oh, my gosh. That was tough. That was tough to watch, bro.
I wonder how many threes the Suns hit alone in the 4th.
So I want to see what let's see. So what the latest discussions are. No. So developing the Raptors Pacers are in active talks on a trade center with 3 first-round picks. So Clippers reevaluate Zubac, which they won, right? The Clippers?
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks got out for 2 months. Core muscle, doesn't matter. He sucks. Wemby, whatever. So yeah, I mean that's really the latest, right? Which is 3 first-round picks. if they just got to give up salary fillers and
Well, it has to be Buddy Hield and somebody else for salary.
yeah, like if it's Buddy and someone else, and yeah, I'm pulling the trigger if I'm Indiana. Like it's a risk that I'm willing to take
Yeah,
because
'cause
I'm
they have
Indiana. It's just like
yeah
just like the Kings. Like you're the Kings. Like you have to take risks.
yeah. If it's Buddy and Neesmith or Buddy and Obi, like I mean,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye. Like that. Like that's
let's
simple.
go to the airport now.
Yeah, like 3 first-round picks, Buddy and Obi, done. Like it's a win-win. It's a win-win because at the end of the day, you get your picks if you're the Raptors, and then you get the player you want, and you have still half a season, maybe less, to convince them. Right? Like that's what you're aiming for.
Yeah, I think the Pacers have extra picks too that aren't even theirs. So
Yeah.
I would.
I mean, yeah. So tell me about some of the trades that have been surfacing for the Kings. We have about 9 minutes to talk about. You've been sending me stuff. What's the latest in terms of the rumors with the Kings?
Well, with Kingsland, I'm seeing a lot of Jeremy Grant, like a lot.
Okay.
And James Hams, I think on his podcast, said there's been murmurs, like wannabe rumors with Jeremy Grant. I don't know how. I think me and you have talked like how he would fit, but I don't know. I don't know if he's like right behind or above Siakam on your scale, but Grant obviously makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. But I think the Kings need to get involved with, Tyus Jones is a name, the Nets pair of wings. Like if you can't get the ultra scorer guy, then you got to get like the better upgraded role player guys.
Okay. What else?
You have the Kyle Kuzma stuff,
Yeah.
which I'd rather have Grant in my opinion, but if you can get Kuzma for Barnes and 2 firsts, I mean it's kind of like why not? But
So
I would still rather have Grant. But Kuzma's just a little cheaper. That's really only the only difference.
So 39. You do Harrison, Kevin. We'll even do
Sasha. What's that?
39. It works.
And then you're gonna you're gonna have to include 2 firsts for that.
Let me see.
Unless you do Davion instead of Sasha. But I don't know. I don't know who has more value at this point.
Right, and then you do.
Because I'm not giving up Trey.
Picks. So which first round? So which one would be the first round? What year?
Well, if the Kings don't have the 24, then it's got to be 26 and then 28.
Okay. Trade. Top 10 protected.
And you're gonna have to give up 28 too, because Tyus is worth the first.
28, top 10 protected. And you give him second round pick. Let's see.
I think the Wizards would do that in a heartbeat, but I don't know if the Kings are interested in that. I wonder what Tyus would like. Would you trade like Kevin and a first straight up for Tyus?
Yes. Tyus is that good though. Like Tyus is that good.
That's my point. Like if you can straight up attach like a pick to one of.
This is not a bad deal for the Kings though.
At all, because you start Monk in the situation, and then it becomes Fox, Monk, Kuzma, Keegan, Sabonis, and then you have Tyus running your bench.
So we got that right. Let's go Fans Pro. Oh shit. Fans Pro. Let's go back to the Kings.
We'll go Portland.
And then we'll go Portland. God, 27? Is that what he's making?
Grant?
Or did not update this?
I thought he's making 31 or something.
Yeah, me too. Or is it a late is it a
Maybe.
late contract where it
Does
goes
it
up
go
in
up?
price? I mean, it would have to,
Probably.
right?
Probably, which would actually
I thought he was
better
getting
for the
paid 35 million. Let's
maybe
see.
I thought it was maybe
Jeremy
it goes
Grant.
27, 33, 35, 37.
Let's see, contract.
That's probably what it goes. 27, 33, 35, 37.
Wow, it does,
No, it
huh?
says 32. Oh, it does go. Yeah, 27, 29, 32, 34.
36. I mean,
That makes them
27.
actually. That actually makes it more kind of enticing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was, well, if it doesn't work, then you got to trade him here in this year. 25,
Well,
26. He's
yeah, but
31, 29, 30, 31. Go back to that. So you get him, and
and
then
who
you
would you rather
get
have between? I would try and get Thibault or Brogdon, but I think How many does Thibault make a year?
10.
What about Brogdon? Over 10, right?
Yeah, he's making 22.
Oh God, yeah, you can't trade. He's
So
making
you go
22.
Kevin. You
It's
go
pretty much the same
Kevin.
package.
I mean, 38. Oh,
Thibault's probably worth the first with the way he's playing this year.
they got 38. What? 37?
Yeah, but the Portland can take on salary, I'm pretty sure. So you can include Davion in that. Who
It's in
else?
32. Oh, outgoing. That's right. 32. So they need. Oh, so you're saying. So we still need more, though. We still have to add more because we can't take on 6 million.
That's what I'm saying. You got to add Davion in.
So let me see. At this point, you add Davion. Okay, so that's 38. Okay,
And now you got to include 2 firsts. Same.
So same thing. 26, top 10. 28, top 10. Right, then you do 26. You just give it to them. So 28, you give it to them.
I would be a little hesitant to give up 2 firsts for a Grant and Thibault just because they're older and on bigger deals. But
That makes more
to say,
sense because they're not rentals in a way.
right, I think Tyus would kind of be a rental, but at least with Thibault, I mean,
So we got
Matisse has
that.
been really good this year. He's shooting like 39% from 3 on 6 attempts.
There any way you can get Malcolm in this deal? No, right?
It would have to be no, not with Grant. No way.
Yeah, you're looking down the roster and
Making 22, that's crazy.
you don't have enough money for him. All right, so let's see. Does it work? Does it not work? It works. So
Let's go to the Nets.
let's go to the Nets. Fans Pro.
And this would be like smaller deal with them, but
Kings, Nets. What
you
do you
can
want?
pretty much the 2 I've been saying, either one, but
Can you get both?
you're probably talking Kevin HB and a first probably for both.
I'll give them 2 first.
Because I know they want at least a first for both.
Done. 32. Oh, they're making way more, aren't they?
Nah, those 2 are on great deals.
So 9, 14 and 9.
You can't do Kevin and HB make too much.
32. So we need someone else.
They're not, and then that's when it comes a problem because
Yeah, but if you add Harry Giles to it,
Dennis Smith.
how much do we need though?
There's a difference of 9.
23. So 9.
But this is why I would trade for them separate, like one by one. Like if they said Kevin Davion in a first for Finney, that's a done deal.
What are they making? Who else is Nick Clark's?
You could. I'm interested in Dennis Smith. You could go Finney and Dennis Smith.
He's only making $2 million though.
Yeah, but you
So
can take
their
out.
books are weird.
I know because they have all their guys on bargain deals.
Oh, it still works though.
Yeah, and you'd have to include it.
No, yeah, I'm just saying. I was just trying to see if like. Wow. Let me see. How do you edit? Oh, adjust. So you add picks 2026.
That's probably unprotected. And
No, you can protect top 8. You do top 8 on this one. Traded nets. And then you do 28. You do top 8. Traded nets.
2 for both.
Round.
Nah, not. I would dose. You're giving them 2 firsts for both or seconds.
Trade to nets.
2 firsts is too much for those two.
I'll do this in a heartbeat.
You wouldn't give him 2 firsts?
He's on $14 million for the next 3 years.
Yeah, but then you can't. Then you won't be able to move any other firsts. Down for like
for
years.
what? I mean, at this point, you're.
And then are you bringing? You're probably gonna pay Royce mid-level if that's the case.
You have to. And you extend and then you extend him on the bargain. And
yeah, Dorian's on. You don't gotta pay him for a minute, but I would. I'm just saying if you can't get both, like if it was Kevin Davion in a first for just one, for Finney.
And then you go back to Washington. And you watch this. Washington Fans Pro. You do this. You go Washington. Then you go. Get your little point guard here. Okay. You do the 14. And then you do this.
No.
What is that? 10? 13, bro.
I can't give up Trey there.
Sure you can. Bye.
Unless Royce is his replacement.
That's right. This is a lateral move. Literally.
So Royce is filling his spot.
Yeah, so we got Royce, we got 2 wings and a point guard who solves all your issues in so many ways. The problem is you don't have any more picks.
That's why I'm not giving. That's why you can't give up 2 for both.
Can you give up 20-30?
You can.
All right. We'll do lottery protection. We'll do more favorable. How about that? Trade to the Wizards.
That's if we can't get Tyson in the first Kuzma deal.
Okay. So, in the perfect world for me, I'm calling the Wizards. I'm going to get Tyus Jones for Trey Lyles, Davion Mitchell in the 2030 first round pick. Okay. And then I'm going to call the Nets and I'm going to trade Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, 2 firsts, 2 seconds for Dorian Smith. So do you now have Dorian Smith, Royce O'Neal?
Now your starting lineup becomes Fox, Monk, Finney Smith, Keegan, and Sabonis. And now off your bench you have
Royce
Tyus and Royce.
And you got Alex Len. That's 3. Who's your other guy?
That's why I'd rather give up Sasha instead of Trey. You can't give up Trey there.
Yeah, but they're gonna give up Sasha though. Like they're not gonna want Sasha. I'm happy. Are you happy if this happens?
Yeah, you got to make. To me, these 3 teams are your best trade partners. Like period. Like unless you can convince the Bulls to give you Caruso with something.
Leo going team to team. Come on, bro. Too much. Y'all ever watch the Nets game? DFS ain't it.
Leo
Leo getting fleeced by the Nets.
That's
Am I getting fleeced? I just feel like
it's
who the hell wants Harrison Barnes? Let's be honest. Who the hell wants Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter? Like, we talk all this shit, right, about these two players not balling, not hooping, and yet they're worth something. So when they're not worth something, you got to give up real assets. See what I'm saying?
It's the same thing with Rashawn. Like, you have to attach a pick now when you have a negative.
You have to attach picks to get good wing perimeter defenders. Like, that's just the truth. Like, that's just the truth. Like, there are speculation that the Warriors might have to attach a pick to Andrew Wiggins.
Which is embarrassing.
Now, you're telling me that Andrew Wiggins is not better than both Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter, and they have to attach a pick? Come on, y'all. So, yeah, I'm not getting fleeced. I understand what the market is, and I'm realistic and objective. Y'all being fanboys and thinking that we gonna fleece. Like, the Kings are the Kings. The Kings don't fleece anybody. Like,
I don't think you're giving the Finney Smith and Royce their proper value. Like, these guys are 3-and-D specialists.
Like, it's crazy. Size. Bro, no picks left. We're all in, bro. We got 2 wings. You got your backup point guard. Obviously, you're banking that you signed Tyus.
Mid-level, hopefully.
No, so he's getting paid 14 now. So he got to get paid 17 at least.
He's having a bad year. He's not going to go.
To be fair, everybody having a bad year on that team.
Yeah, but mid-level is going to go up to what, 13? You can give him a 2-year 30 or something about what he got.
Wait, mid-level is what, 13 now?
It's this upcoming offseason, yes.
But he's making 14 though. How is he going to get paid
why
less?
Not just give him the same thing? Why not give him 2 years 30? He's back. He's not starting anymore.
That's 15 though.
Yeah, he's not starting anymore.
But that's more than mid-level though.
Same.
An extra $2 million, bro. I mean, that's something. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at 2 years 30.
You want to pull up the Bulls? Are they a team?
Let's see. Do you really think you can win a chip with that team? If not, wait. Okay, so since we're giving up, okay. we're giving up 3 picks in this trade, okay, and that's fair. Do you think the Kings can win the championship with that roster?
With just this move, or the other moves also?
All of them, with Durant, Royce, and with what's his name, Tyus.
So instead of Kuzma and Grant.
I mean, what Kings fan Sneak is saying, he's asking, do you really think you can win a chip with that team? So with these 3 new players these 3 new role players, with these 3 new role players, he's saying, so his point is, if you can't win a chip, why do that? My point is,
you're at least, I'll say this, you're at minimum like pushing for the conference finals, because you got these 2 should make you instantly a top 15 defensive team. Period. They also are 40% 3-point shooters. Period. You now put Monk back in the starting lineup. You have Tyus Jones, who is a 3-level scorer himself and a playmaker. Guy doesn't turn the ball over at all. Again, and now you become harder to defend. You have better defense on the perimeter to guard these elite teams in the West. I mean, if this isn't on paper conference finals, you're tripping.
To me, it gives you a real shot at the conference finals now.
Like, real shot. I don't think you guys realize, like, we're not. There's a reason why we're giving up a lot for those 3 role players.
Like they're really good. Like, they're really good role players.
Good.
Like, they're really good players.
There's a reason why the Nets want 2 firsts for both. There's a reason that's out there. That's not just because every team's going to call the Nets for those 2. Every single team.
Of course.
So you got to.
So would you take that, or would you take the Kyle Kuzma? So in some regard, you're saying you'd rather have Kyle Kuzma than Finney Smith and Royce together? Because I personally wouldn't. But that's
No,
just
I
me.
would not. But like the higher upside move is Kyle Kuzma. But
Why though? Like
just
upside on what? On his empty ass stats? Like are we
hey,
really
you
gonna
don't gotta
say
tell me. You don't
on
gotta tell
the
me.
on the third worst team in basketball, this guy is
So
putting up what 20, 23, 24 points a game?
that's my
Are you telling me Malik Monk wouldn't average 25 points a game on this weak ass team?
you don't gotta tell me. But if like
What has Kyle
okay, who's
Kuzma
better?
done though? Like seriously, like
My that's my point. But everyone's like, oh, if he gets better in a better situation, could he be the third guy?
that's the problem. Like
But will he
Sabonis
accept
isn't the second guy. Like
but will Kuzma accept that though? Like, can he actually buy in? To me, Grant, I know can buy in. Who's better right now, Kuzma or Grant?
I think Grant's a better player.
Thank you. And like,
I think Grant's a better player. Buddha says you need a real four. What does that mean? Because at the end of the day, Finney Smith is essentially your real four. Like you need good wings. I don't think you need a four because Kuzma don't play defense anyway.
you need size.
Like you need rotational guys that'll take a charge, that'll get a weak side block. Like Kuzma does neither of those things. So Kuzma
Right.
fixes your offensive issues to some degree, but you're now like I feel like this trade it's not the sexiest, like, oh my God, like we're not getting like a huge name, but you're getting guys who can play the game of basketball, who play within themselves, who are great system players, who are very good defenders, and you get and let's be honest, borderline starter, hands down the best backup point guard in basketball.
This guy he leads the league every year in assist to turnover ratio. Like,
And now you put Monk in the starting line. Like now you have a potential 20-point bucket getter every night.
and Jones can get you 12 and 5
Easy.
easily off the bench.
Easy. And you can play Jones with Fox.
Exactly.
Because he actually plays a little bit of defense too.
Yeah.
Charlie says
Like,
now
I'm
the Clippers
sorry.
are smoking this team and Kawhi's giving DFS 60.
You're tripping.
Yeah, he's not giving them 60. He might give him like 31, but he ain't giving
Dude,
them
at
60.
least Finney Smith is going to make it difficult, though.
Didn't Kawhi average like 45 a game, which is DFS in the playoffs?
When?
Double check on that. I don't think so. So we 0-3 first for not 1 star. Sometimes, bro, he's got to roll with what you got.
See,
Like,
and they're saying that because they're undervaluing who these guys are.
of course.
Like, look around the league. Like Shams has reported, then you're going to have to give up. This is why Caruso is going to get had for 2 firsts.
And I'll say this, bro, and to a Kings fan, and I think this is how we end it.
They don't watch.
Look at
these other
wait.
players.
This is how we end it. He said, so we'd owe 3 firsts and not 1 star. Siakam isn't that guy. So to me, he's a fringe, quote unquote star. Okay, so if you give up 3 firsts for Siakam, I'm not happy either. But I'll end it on this. Yes, the Kings lost to the Suns today. The Kings are still better than the Suns. In a 7-game series, the Kings would beat the Suns. I 1,000% believe that. Period. The Suns did what you want. They got a star, a big name, and Bradley Beal. What have they done this year?
Like, where's their depth at all?
Like, where's their depth at all?
There's none.
None. Like, if you're upset about giving up 3 first round for starters, essentially, like guys that are going to make you better and improve the areas of your weaknesses, like, I don't care about those picks, bro. I don't care about those picks.
That's to me the balance with, and I don't think Kings fans they're only watching their own team, so they're not seeing how actually valuable and good these other role players are. So when they hear, oh, so and so is gonna go for 2 firsts, it's like, yeah, they are, because every team wants that 6'8" wing or that defensive minded guard.
So to be fair, Fox had empty stats for years on the bad team, but we know what he is now, though. Like, we're not gonna wait and hope and pray that Kyle Kuzma becomes De'Aaron Fox. He's not going to. The odds of that happening are 1% to none, bro. Like let's be honest. Like he's not going to have a De'Aaron Fox turnaround. He's not.
Every team has empty stats players on it. Period. Just look at Andre Drummond's career. Tell me, what does he want? What does he want? But that guy's supposedly the best rebounder ever.
Right. DeRozan and Caruso. Yes, I would love DeRozan. I think DeRozan and Caruso solve a lot of issues for you.
That's another team that's just not LaVine.
Not LaVine. Not LaVine, but I mean, LaVine's a big name.
Let me ask you this. If you get LaVine with giving up no first, are you doing it?
So just salary fillers?
So just Barnes, HB, and Davion. Are you doing it? For $45 million a year, whoever he's on?
That's tough, bro.
Knowing he's injury prone, but no first?
That has to be my last option. Like, that has to be, if we're at the deadline and there's like
nothing left,
5 minutes left, and I'm like, and I have nothing else on the table, just because I'm a gambler, I'll be like, all right, roll the dice. Like, just roll it. But that's not something that I'm like excited about, because availability is the best ability at the end of the day.
And for $45 million,
that's
good.
Tough. Like that's gonna hamper your salary.
You could argue he's put us empty stats just like Kuzma. So
until he becomes a king, then you know what happens. I've been watching this here for too long. Tyus, we still ain't going to get fouls. I didn't say that. Zach LaVine trade coming. Playoffs mean everything, bro. You don't insult me. I know what and who everyone is. Not insulting you. I just feel like you're not valuing depth, and the Kings don't have any. Like the Kings don't have any depth. Like, let's be honest.
Like, if you're not gonna get the guy, then you got to get the role player.
If you're not gonna get the guy, then you got to get 3 really good role players, and I think you get 3 really good role players.
Because your role players right now are Kevin and HB. You're
at worst, just say it's to his point. Players, when they come to the Kings, they suck. Okay, if we're gonna go with the narrative, at least you got guys that can defend. Like, if these guys can't hit a shot, right? Hypothetically, just say that they can't hit a shot. At least you got 2 wings that can defend.
They're not gonna lose these. They're not gonna lose their shots all of a sudden. These guys are 40% shooters.
I mean, Kevin did. So to his point, but Kevin is insignificant because he don't play no defense. Like, if he played defense, I'd be like, keep him, because then he has the potential to get his rhythm back and hit shots.
But Finney and Royce don't take movement threes like him. They take spot up threes, and they actually can attack and close out.
DeRozan does not want to play in the small market anymore. He's going to the Knicks in the offseason. I like Royce in Utah, where he played with himself, but he hasn't done that for the Nets. To be fair, there's hella wings on the Nets, bro. Something that the Kings don't have.
But the Nets, because the Nets are struggling because they have like probably too much shooting, and not enough creation.
They don't have any creators. Like Spencer,
Mikal's their only guy.
Like,
and if you're relying on Mikal to be your only creator, I'm sorry, the rest of the team's gonna struggle from that.
Can Davion defend well, or does the refs make sure that he can't? I just feel like with Davion, yes, he's a great perimeter defender when he's on somebody, but I think the problem with him is, and like guys know this, they don't want to smoke with him. So it's so easy just to get a screen and get him off of you, right? So now when you put Davion in a rotation, what is he? Because he's not a great team defender. Yeah, like
good.
Yeah, it's not good. Like, his off-ball defense, and then he's a small. At this point, he becomes what? A small team defender.
Yeah, so you just switched
with
him
no
on
length.
Somebody who's
right.
You just switched him on to somebody who's probably 6'6". So guys are
tough.
smart.
Guys are very smart in the NBA, man. Like, guys don't want to smoke with him on the individual one-on-one. I'm like, yeah, like Davion gonna clamp your ass. But the problem is, we know that the pick and roll exists. We know that all these flare screens, like, it's so easy to get him off. Like, yes, he can fight all he wants, but at the end of the day, he's still our height. Like, he's still 5'11", 6 foot, like at best, and he has no length. Like, he has no plus wingspan. At least Spider Mitchell has a 6'11" wingspan. Like,
and he's a superstar on offense. So there's no. He's not Dennis Schroeder. Like,
get him in the post. No, switch it to wrap. It's tough. True, but on ball, the refs call foul. And that too. So, like, refs don't give him the respect to, like, be handsy, which is what he wants to do, which he wants to set the tone. He wants to set the physicality, which is what you want, right? But if you can't do that, and it makes it that much more difficult. Like, if Davion was 6'6", and to me, if Davion was 6'6", he'd be the guy from the Thunder. That, what was his name? Andre Roberson. Which, again, great role player, great defender. Just couldn't play in the fourth because he couldn't hit free throws and he just couldn't do anything on offense. At least, yeah. I mean, but you know, that's a player that for the first 3 quarters you can make it tough on superstars. But he was like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like,
you know,
Vanderbilt now. It's like
do you call the Lakers and like go give Andy?
I would call for Rui for sure.
I mean, So would you rather have Royce or Rui?
Royce, because Royce only makes 9.
Okay, well, that's a good point too.
Are the Hawks a trade partner for you?
I think they are. I mean, you can go and go get yourself what's his name, a Hunter, who's again making a lot of money, but that's someone that I can start. I think he's better than Harris Barnes.
I'd rather have Sadiq Bey, but yeah.
Really bad draft pick by Monty, considering guys like Moody and Jalen. I mean, we've all said this, bro. Like, it was an awful pick. I mean, I was just we were all shocked, like we were all shocked. I just would worry going for the depth.
Well, every team's gonna do that.
Yeah,
every team is going to do that.
If we can get Quentin Grimes or Miles McGrath for a 4-year contract, might be interesting. I mean, I love Grimes. I think he's really, a hooper.
And really, the Kings have advantages over all these teams for getting these role players because they actually have first to give. None of these contenders above them don't.
Because they gave them all for stars, but then they like the Kings got their star, like they got their superstar, and then they got their Robin or co-star, I guess, and Sabonis, but they don't have the depth and like the guys around them, bro. Like let's be honest.
No, like they don't have what the Pelicans have or the Wolves have
or the Nuggets. So just call a spade for a spade. Look at how the Nuggets are constructed. They got their main superstar, which is Jokic, and they got their co-star, which is Jamal. What do they have that the Kings don't? They got great effing role players.
KCP and Gordon.
Or Aaron Gordon. They got Michael. Like, he's not a great player, but he functions well as a great shooter coming off of screens. Again, you need these guys, bro. Like, injuries happen all the time.
Okay, so the Nuggets didn't go all in for depth, but they gave up a first and Gary Harris for Gordon, and they gave up a first and Monte Morris for Pope. What is that? They gave up 2 firsts for those guys.
Exactly. And they're not stars.
And they didn't just win the title, right?
And they're not stars. Like, at some point, if you believe Fox is that guy, if you believe Fox is a top 10 player, and you can't, quote unquote, get a star, then you got to go get depth and guys that can play.
The Kings have, like I said, none of these teams around them have picks to give for these guys. The Kings do. You got to give up that first and somebody else for that role player.
All those guys were drafted. The Kings don't draft functional forwards. They keep drafting guards. Who would you rather have long-term, Keegan or Trey Murphy? Keegan. 100%. 1,000%.
That's not even close.
Yeah, like if you look at,
Not
let's
even
see,
close.
I actually retweeted that.
Now, would I
So,
like to have Trey Murphy as a depth piece? No question.
I love Trey. Yeah, I was one of the biggest Trey fans there was. So top 10 wing stoppers, right? B-ball index, love it. Which again, we can show you guys right now because I have it pulled up on my tabs. But Herb Jones number 2, Dean Way, I don't really care. Haywood Highsmith is solid, right? Alex Caruso 4, Covington 5, Keegan Murray number 6, Jalen Johnson number 8.
And
That's
number,
crazy, bro.
Since Josh
6.
Hart's name's on there, the Knicks also had to give up a first and 2 seconds to get Josh Hart.
There you go. For role player. Role player.
And are they complaining right now? No.
No. Because he brings toughness. He's a guy that can play. Yes, he's not a good shooter, but he does other
he's
things.
Enough of a decent one to where you can actually play him.
Right. Like, guys can't play these
The
guys.
best
Like
rebounding guard in the league. Like,
Yeah.
period.
Like, look at that defense, though, by Herb. The fact that Keegan's on here, man, I'm super, super proud of him. Like, to see
his
that.
defense has been phenomenal.
Like,
I mean, you
just
saw it tonight
crazy.
on Booker. I mean, Booker can't do anything.
just crazy. Any final thoughts, bro? We're going to end. We've been here 1:30. So the people that were mad that haven't gone live in a long time, here you go. There's an hour and 30 that y'all get to watch, man. Come on.
Yeah, no kidding. Just,
Happy
oh,
birthday,
man.
by the way.
Thanks. I'm definitely gonna not be sleeping good after that one, but
Yeah,
that
was
was
tough.
hopefully they can at least give me something Thursday night against an undermanned team, but
It sucks that they're not playing Tyrese.
oh man, just yeah, hopefully we get a move in the next week because we can't keep waiting and just can't have losses. These losses can't lead to now like a 5 in a row. Just can't.
Yeah, Fox and Monk really struggle versus Herb and Dyson. Dyson's a baller, bro. Like Dyson's a baller.
That's my point. The Pelicans have all these extra guys while you don't.
What is that? That's what I'm saying. Like, they have all these role players. Like,
Who you would have to give up first to get. So, like...
I just feel like sometimes we overvalue these picks when these picks are going to be... If you project yourself to be a very good team, second round team, like, they're 25 and above. See what I'm saying?
That team that is getting that pick is hoping to get the player that they just traded to you.
Like, years later. And take 3 years to develop that guy.
Exactly.
To become that guy. But yeah, man, it's Daniels. I love Dyson. I think Dyson has a bright future in the league. But that's going to do it with y'all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this long post game show. I'm gonna chop up like the trading part and have it as its own video. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Stay tuned for some fire video tomorrow. Malik Monk, why he should start. It's going to be a fire reel on Instagram. It'll be on the shorts as well. But that's going to do it. A huge shout out to Butcher and Barrel, man. Hottest steakhouse in Sacramento. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.